What's going on, YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry and I'm the Crypto Vet. Thank you so much for tuning back in. In today's video is going to be all about XRP, my favorite cryptocurrency. I know so many people are scared. I cannot tell you how many questions I've answered on XRP, and I'll just let you know I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all, and I'm so sorry for people who got out. But I completely understand. Like, this is your money, and like, if you're in the US and you're worried about not being able to hold it on exchanges and things like that, I get it. And there's other cryptocurrencies you can put your money in and make tons off of. Bitcoin right now potentially still going up. I do think Bitcoin's getting close to a top, but whatever your strategy is, I completely respect whatever you're doing with your money. And I know on Twitter I get roasted so much. I get called names you can't even imagine for promoting shitcoin, and also the fact that term is shitcoins are coins that are going to go to zero for sure. Things that are people going in to just fucking dump this money, and their whole point is a scam. That's a shitcoin. Any crypto that has any type of use, and even if it doesn't ever moon but actually has a use case, is just not adopted, things like that, and those still aren't shitcoins. Shitcoins are ones that are literally scams and are going to go to zero. And I definitely don't think XRP is. All the Bitcoin maxi trolls who argue with me all the time, to each their own. I wish you would just open up your mind to other cryptos. I am pro crypto, Mr. Bull for crypto, not just XRP, not just Bitcoin, not just Ethereum. If the project has a good, sound platform and has the ability to do something and change something in this world, I like that crypto. So I'm not going to shit talk any more people who come after me, and I try to be respectful as possible on Twitter. But again, this video is about XRP, so if you're interested in that, please like, subscribe. If you're not already, hop into the Discord. I post tons of different technical analysis, my opinions. It's the most recent one on XRP right here, which I'll be going over more in this video. And then also I stream live on Twitch, and I will be streaming hopefully a little bit today. I'm trying to get everything done before people, for just a couple friends, come over. Not sure if that's even going to happen still, but with Corona, we try to do whatever we can. So let's go ahead and get into it. So right now, if we go to CoinMarketCap, let me go to here. Bitcoin still a little bit below 29,000. XRP finally not in the red, up 5% on the daily here. And biggest gainers, Polkadot, wonderful project here. A couple days ago it was around $5. Now it's at 8. And biggest losers, no longer XRP. It looks like Stellar has taken the hit today, a very similar cryptocurrency to XRP. Since we have Jebb, who used to help, I guess one of the founders of XRP, has now XLM. Looks like they're taking a hit today. VeChain had a little bit of correction. It was up at 2 cents, now a little bit below. But let's go ahead and head over to XRP. So here I have the weekly chart for XRP on Bitstamp. Something important to note is that the monthly candle will be closing here in 3 hours and 41 minutes, and it's not looking good for XRP, right? This is a very, very clear bearish engulfing candle for XRP, and to have that on the monthly, definitely not a good thing. But when you see red and you see blood in the streets, buy, especially if the reason there's blood in the streets is news that isn't going to hold water, right? I know a lot of people have seen the SEC's lawsuit. They are trying to claim that XRP is a security. If you don't know what a security is any type of asset that you buy that is promising something in return. So perfect example would be Tesla stock. If you purchase Tesla stock, they have shareholder rights that say, if you purchase Tesla stock, we will promise you 4% or 5% dividends paid quarterly, monthly, yearly, whatever the rules are. And the SEC, or the Security Exchange Commission, requires that you register any type of security. So Tesla with stocks had to register that their shares are a security, saying that you are going to get something in return. And by doing so, they are required to inform anybody who purchases the said security that, yes, there's a risk, because if Tesla goes bankrupt, you would lose your stuff, but also that if Tesla is promising something, they have to give that to you in return. So let's say the SEC now claiming XRP as a security. Have you ever, when you purchased XRP, if you're in the crypto space at all, did you ever think that Ripple, the company, a fintech company, owed you anything because you owned XRP? Absolutely not. XRP is a virtual currency freely traded on the open market globally. And there's only one country that thinks it's a security. And that's not even the US. It's one branch within the US that's claiming it's a security. The US government and FinCEN have already said that XRP is not a security. So, even if Ripple had to come out with a statement saying it was a security, how would they even fill out the form that says what they would be promised and how you would get dividends and how you would do that? So the whole case is complete garbage, in my opinion. There's absolutely no way for the XRP to be classified as a security. So I just again want to say, me, Harry, as a XRP holder, have never been promised by Ripple, nor do I think I was entitled to shareholder rights for purchasing the virtual currency XRP. That's complete dog shit. It's bullshit. All right. I think this case was bogus, and I think it'll get sorted out. Worst case scenario, I think that Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson may have to pay some fines because there is saying that they possibly manipulated the market by selling XRP in the past to promote these markets and things like that. But they were completely open about anything that they did sell, and nothing that they sold has lost anybody money, which is what the SEC is here for. The SEC is supposed to help protect us from the retail consumers from being hurt or scammed, right? Well, all they did was fuck everything up. So I think there's definitely something bigger in play here when it comes to XRP and the SEC. Back in the 70s, the Howey test was established to determine what a security was, and it had 4 rules. These 4 rules were used to define it. If you broke any one of the 4 rules, you were not a security. So XRP doesn't fall into all 4 categories by any means necessary. So there's no way that it could be a security. So in this sense, I'm not worried at all. I just found this as like one of the best buying opportunities ever for XRP. And, I was already bullish on it just because of use case utility. It's faster than Bitcoin, transaction times 4 to 5 seconds on average. It's a proof of stake. It's not a proof of work system, sorry. All of the 100 billion XRP was pre-mined in its inception. And this pre-mining now has 50 billion of the XRP currently being held in escrow, which is controlled by Ripple, which is part of, again, why this lawsuit is coming up. Since they could sell this onto the market. But the selling that they did wasn't manipulation by any means. This is over-the-counter sales. It doesn't affect current market price, and these sales was to promote the network of XRP Ledger to help build corridors across the globe for faster transfer of payment. So this whole case is, in my opinion, going to blow over. And we had, the second the news was announced, a huge drop in XRP. Then, after the SEC did this and we had our first drop, there was a little bit of a pump. We came up, and then got a huge dump again after we started hearing that certain exchanges were going to delist it. Coinbase, I think KuCoin, Crypto.com, and the lists go on. The only one who hasn't and isn't going to is Uphold. So Uphold, fucking kudos to you. Much appreciated for not falling for this bullshit. But during this time, we've been seeing a certain market structure develop that I'm going to go over here in a minute. But just to kind of sum up the point on whether XRP is a security or not, definitely don't think so. Only the SEC, most of the U.S. government doesn't think it is. Many former employees of the SEC, who are also lawyers and other parts of, or also worked in the SEC in other ways, shapes, or form, are actually working with Ripple in their lawsuit against the SEC to prove that it is not a security. So this all occurred because of Jay Clayton, the SEC chairman, who resigned the day after, put this lawsuit into order. Now, it wasn't just Jay Clayton, because, this has to be voted on by other chair members, I believe. But, we can't just blame the one guy. But the one guy was in charge of it, so he's getting the blunt end of this shit stick, right? So, in the end, this whole thing to me just seems like part of a big narrative, right? We haven't had regulatory clarity in the crypto space. And as of everything moving in forward at this point, this case and this lawsuit will have to give clarity. So in the 70s, when the Howey tests and all that started, it all was pushed, or expedited, due to the fact that there was lawsuits. When a lawsuit happens, like anything, just think of any case, Roe v. Wade, any type of lawsuit that you happen, when that case is determined by judges and finalized, that's the rules that we back it on. And all law is at that point we go, well, hell, in this case, we did this and that happened. Well, no, in this case, we did this and that happened. And if there's new gray area that develops over time with, our social economic structure changing, we add a new case to it that goes, well, this is what we did and this is what determines what's going to happen next. So the Howey test has proved that it doesn't quite work for securities in the sense of cryptos, because how do you define a new type of asset within this if it doesn't fully meet what they think it is? So now we got to define something new. So I know a lot of people are saying, goodbye Howey test, hello Ripple test. And I think that's exactly what this is. This is history in the making, and everybody who's selling right now is going to be sadly butthurt later when they're trying to get XRP in the dollars after they sold in the 20-cent range. All right, so I definitely don't think this case holds water. Do I think we're going to go straight up from here? Not yet. I think we still got a little bit more room to go down, and I'll just explain that in the charts here in just a minute. But if you are scared and you're worried about XRP, by all means, do whatever is best for you. Don't put your life savings into this. I could be 100% wrong. Just like I think there's some sort of narrative building with what they're doing here, it gets a little bit conspiracy theory, and maybe I'm just too engulfed in XRP and I'm Mr. XRP bull and I'm not seeing something, right? Completely possible. And if I'm wrong, I will admit it, because I'm a mature human being, I think, when it comes to this stuff, and always up for intellectual debate. When I ask somebody why they're doing something and they just get mad at me and they don't want to explain, well, then I think you're a fucking idiot, because you don't even want to offer me why you're doing something or your thought process. Like, I need to understand your thought process before I can be unbiased and go, okay, maybe maybe I am wrong, because I am wrong sometimes. Not often, but sometimes I am wrong. And I just, I definitely don't think I'm wrong on this one, and, we'll just have to see where it goes from here. But let's get into the charts. That was my little rant on that. For what I think as far as the lawsuit. So here I have the monthly chart on XRP. We have this huge bearish engulfing candle here. Definitely not a good thing. If I saw this on some other charts and I didn't know much about the project, I'd avoid this shit like the plague. But since I do know a lot about XRP, how it works, and everything from there, to me this just seems like the biggest fake out, shakeout of history, and we are going to just slowly build up from here until we explode like XRP has always done in the past. And I definitely don't think we're going to go above the 30-cent support or above our weekly exponential moving average here in the next 3.5 hours. Who the fuck knows? I could be wrong. But for right now, this doesn't look that good. So let's go ahead and just start zooming in and see what we got here. If we go into the weekly, we can see that we had nice little symmetrical triangles and an explosive movement to the upside. This here was a 1,300 and almost 1,400% move to the upside. But then we consolidated down for, look at that, 1,036 days before we actually got our real price movement that broke market structure. And what I mean by broke market structure is we actually, if we were to take, if we were to just not even worry about the trend line, if we just see where our highs were. So we had, we came up, we had a high, but these are still lower highs. We finally set a higher high compared to where we were before. And let me go ahead and delete these. We'll just leave them on. We finally set a higher high. We broke out of this, and in one of the previous videos I had, I said the second we get it back above 30 cents here, we could start to see some of that explosive movement. And we were consolidating very, very bullishly here in this range the past 2 weeks until we got the SEC news. So if we just ignore, just like back when we saw the Corona dump in March on Bitcoin, I was saying, this is not part of the normal structure. This is a black swan event. This is something that is not fundamentally associated with the asset. This is something that news-wise caused speculation, lots of fear, lots of uncertainty, and lots of doubt. that caused the market to dump. All right, so right here, I guarantee you, if just like Ethereum pumped up past $600, this was the start of where our alt season would have been. And if Bitcoin here, just like I'm predicting that we're going to top out here at 30, if Bitcoin does start to correct downwards and we do start to see an alt season here in the next couple weeks, I guarantee you XRP would have started its normal pump to go up. All right, and back to the thing with the SEC and the securities. Everybody else in the world still uses XRP and doesn't think it is a security. So normal market structure will take over here in the coming weeks unless more big news comes out. And if good news comes out, this thing's going to blow up. Like, I mean, fucking blow up to the upside. And everybody who can't get it in the US or sold off is going to try to buy it. And that massive rush, just like we saw this red candle down, we're going to see a green candle up. And if we slowly build up and we're already at 30 cents when this happens, we could see explosive movement even greater than this because it'll happen so fast, and people in the fear of missing out are going to dump money into XRP just so they can catch the pump. So as long as stagnant news comes out, is nothing too bad or nothing too good, normal structure will take over. We'll consolidate here down a little bit, and eventually we will get back up above the 20 exponential moving average and continue on, and potentially as if nothing happened because we didn't dump to zero. So if everybody was worried in the world, we would have dumped to zero. We would have got down to the pennies, right? But that didn't happen. We found good support, and it's just taking a normal market structure down after an initial sell-off. And I just really don't think this is something to be scared of yet. So when we broke this market structure here, we had the news, we sold off. So where do we go from here? All right, so let's go ahead and zoom in. So I have here on the hourly what this sell-off looked like. All right, so let me take off some of these averages so we don't have that much stuff. So we were doing good. You can see here we actually had a nice symmetrical triangle forming and potential to bounce on the daily exponential moving average and take off back to the upside to the target of 90 cents to $1, which I had as my target for end of year. I don't think that's going to happen anymore, but I didn't know about SEC news at that time, and nobody did. Now, from here, we had a massive sell-off. Like, look at this sell-off. We went all the way down, minus 60%. So, 62% in, shit, not even that long, 2 days or something. Yeah, so like 2 days we had that 60% sell-off. We had a nice little bounce up where we got rejected on the weekly exponential moving average. Came down. We tried to get above this trend line here. We came back down. And in this time, we are now forming a very, very nice bullish wedge after a sell-off. And I have here in the Discord something that I found and I was trying to represent here. So the initial sell-off of the wedge can be steep or gradual, right? So for our case, it's very, very steep. Initial sell-off, drop down. We had a nice little pump. It didn't quite work, then we actually had the Coinbase news and exchanges delisting it, and it fully completed this, and we set a lower low. Then we had a nice little buyback, right? And now, right now, we are in this buyback. And I personally think that we are going to get another little sell-off just because this pattern hasn't quite formed yet here, so I would not be bullish yet until we broke this trend line here. The reason why I think this trend line would have to be broken first is because this would not only show us that we broken that descending pattern that we're in. I wouldn't be bullish until we actually set a higher high. So until we get above the 30-cent mark again, I think that we will continue in this downward spell because not enough people think the same way as far as the SEC case. They're scared. They dumped XRP. They said, fuck it, I'm out. So I think from right here, we are going to have a nice little bounce up. It's going to look good. It's going to get us close to 24, maybe 25 cents because we could overshoot this a little bit just like we did right here. So after around 25 cents, I think we will drop back down. But if we can find support again on this one trend line here, just this one, and I know it's just got tiny baby little touches, but what that tells us is that a lot of people are thinking the same way. And this also lines up with some fib lines and also some long-term structural support resistance lines that we've had in XRP. So for right now, I'm expecting a nice little pop up. If we can hold up around the 24 to 25 cent range, I definitely think that we will have a nice little bounce up, and you know, could happen here in the monthly candle in the next 3 to 4 hours, but that would put us back up above the 30-cent mark. And if we go back to this one here, if we stay above that 30-cent mark on the monthly here, this thing is bullish AF and it could take off. And you can see here we were oversold during that time, overbought, and now we're coming down on the RSI. This is a good correction. This was a good healthy thing for XRP. Just it shouldn't have been this drastic. I was expecting more of a pullback to around 42 cents. Instead, we got the huge sell-off. So I'm going to be watching this pattern to see how it is. If we come up to around 24, 25 cents and we start to look bearish in the short term, I will put in another short. But as of right now, I am sitting back because I don't ever like to trade in the middle of a pattern. I like to just do assessments and everything from here. But if we come back down and we find support around 14 to 15 cents, I will probably put so much money into a long, and I could just get stopped out because if more bad news comes out, that's it, right? But I will probably put in the biggest long you've ever seen and maybe make a trade of history because I don't think that this is going to go to zero. I don't think this is the end for XRP. And if the case gets thrown out, say January 3rd or 4th or something like that, I think XRP is going to go crazy. So, you know, here in the short term, we're trying to see. Looks like we're fighting a little bit of rejection right on this trend line. If we do find some support here, I definitely think we'll pump up, but that would just be a pump from this one triangle, which I don't think will get us above here, and we'll find another sell-off. But just as fast as these things go up, I think the next one is coming down like we did here. So that's my take on XRP as far as actual market price and current market structure. But overall, I'm a long-term hodler of this. You know, if I did make this trade, it would only be 10%, if that, of my full XRP holdings. You know, I'm never going to lose all my money on trading. I am hold for the long haul. So that's my take here on XRP. And I said I hope that maybe solved a little bit of the FUD you had if you are watching this video. If you're still scared or you still think I'm an idiot, man, by all means, tell me in the comments. You know, this is just my opinion. I'm just a doctor/idiot. What the fuck do I know, right? But I enjoy making videos. I've been doing this a while, and I've helped a lot of people, a lot of friends, made a lot of friends by doing this. And you know, this videos are for you guys. And to anybody new, welcome to becoming a friend. You know, this is just my take, and I do this pretty much 24/7 when I'm not playing video games. So. If you got any questions, feel free to hop in the Discord, Twitter, anything. Just send me a message and I'll give you my take and my 2 cents, and maybe I can help you get into crypto. So that's going to do it for this video. Talk to you guys in the next one.